Hey guys, good afternoon. We have a special fitness guest, a new friend who is joining us today. He is a champion for kettlebell lifting. Correct me if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but Vignesh is a person who is the champion of kettlebell lifting, and he's won couple of achievements and recognitions, and he's also the CEO of the Hammer Fitness, which is based out of Chennai. So Vignesh is joining us from Chennai. So thanks, Vignesh, for taking time out. Me and our new friends would love to know more about kettle lifting and how this is becoming the new fitness regime, and how why did you get into this? How did you take this as a passion, and now you're like converting this as your profession through your recognition? We can clearly see that there's a lot of change. There's a lot of fitness which you carry with yourself. So how is this magic happening? So maybe you can talk more about it because we're not the experts on kettlebell. So we would love to hear more from you.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much, Ravi, for this wonderful opportunity as well as engaging with people. So, first thing I would like to appreciate you guys because a lot of media doesn't actually care for the sportsman and the growth of the sports in our country. Whereas people more are more focused towards entertainment, fun, and people who are into cinemas especially. So those guys are actually the heroes to be honest. But actually, what I feel is a lot of people who are into public service, sports. These guys have to really get that recognition. Is my personal opinion. And thank you so much for having me here once again. So going forward, I am basically out of Chennai. So my mother tongue is Tamil, and I feel a little bit proud of wearing this particular, uh, you know, it is the proudest thing which I can ever feel. Most of the interviews I go, I just wear this T-shirt because I feel that something I have done contributed for the country. So coming to the kettlebell, actually, see, right from my childhood, I've been into sports for like more than right from age of 4 or 5, if I could recall. My dad is a sportsman, my grandfather is a sportsman, so obviously I had something towards sports in my blood. So that actually was initiated or it was actually given that boost by my dad. I was first joined. I joined as a cricketer,
Mm.
and from there on, my sports journey started. So coming forward, and just fast forward it right from my childhood, I was into sports, but I was a failure kid altogether because I never, done anything that is so promising
Mm.
uh, or to proclaim myself that I have accomplished something in that sport for various reasons, if I should say. But later on, I just didn't give up. Something in me was kept telling me that I should do something and I should bring laurel to the country because my dad's ambition was to make me sometime play for the country. Either it could be Olympics or it could be cricket or something or the other. So sports was my major focus right from my childhood. In fact, my father wasn't even forcing me to study that time.
Oh.
So no, it's very rare to have a father like him. So I feel so happy about it. And coming closer to the kettlebell, it was like 2013 or 14, if I should recall. There was one workshop which happened in Chennai,
Mhm.
which was organized by a kettlebell team from Delhi or Pune, I guess. And there I just started to learn about what is kettlebell is all about. That's it. So it was just a 2 day workshop, and I just got fascinated by the movements, how they demonstrated in that workshop. That actually made me feel like, okay, this is something new. And moreover, I have been into the gym since my college days. The initial spark was actually to lose weight, and I was like an obese kid during my college days. It was, in fact, I was even bullied by a lot of people. So that actually made me to think of something. I have to impress girls, or I have to keep myself fit. All those things, as an adolescent, during that adolescent age, you have that spark in your mind. So I just felt like doing that, and I also participated in a few bodybuilding competitions back in 2008, 2009.
Mhm.
So gym wasn't something new to me back then. So, but jumping on to 2013, where I moved when I changed my career from an IT guy. I was working as a software developer for around 8 years
Mhm.
with a very leading company. And one fine day, I just felt like I wasn't meant to do that. I felt like I have something more to accomplish with this life. And I slightly moved on. I just thought like I should do something related to fitness sports. So I started this gym called The Hammer Fitness in Chennai. And as it now my career has changed. So just because I have invested some money and built an infrastructure doesn't mean or doesn't make me a sophisticated trainer or something. There I have to prove myself as a trainer, so I have to educate myself in terms of knowledge as well as skill.
Right.
Because a trainer job is not just like demonstrating few exercises and counting repetitions in the gym. That is not it is all about. It is like far more than what a normal trainer does. So I thought of acquiring knowledge, and I went to US and I started studying few certifications over there, and I came back home again, and I started learning tools basically like TRX. There are Bosu ball training, Swiss ball training, and functional movement training, animal flow. So there are so many other trainings which are available right now. Similarly, I just when I wanted to learn about kettlebell. That was the initial idea behind the kettlebell. And there I just felt like it was so fantastic. Normally people will not even move their body in a way where people lift kettlebells. Lifting kettlebells is a complete different biomechanics altogether. So I just started loving that subject and I started digging deeper. And from there, I learned that the sport is originated from Russia. I contacted a few people over social media, the Russians. The major challenge was their communication. They don't speak English, neither I speak Russian. So I had to use Google Translate, and I approached a few other trainers who are there in Kolkata and other eastern and northern India. And from there, I acquired bits and pieces of information, and all together, I started my own research. And finally, with my coach's guidance, I started pursuing the sport in a complete hunger. And in 2018, and from since 2013 to 2017 or 18, I was like 5 times state champion, 4 or 5 times national champion. And apart from that, I also played a couple of World Grand Prix events which happened in India.
Mhm.
And in 2018, I felt like I should do something more. This I wasn't satisfied with whatever I was getting that time. So I went to Indonesia for the Asian Championship, and there I won gold medal for the country. That was my first international event, and I won gold medal. And I was still hungry. That hunger never stopped. Even till date, I'm not satisfied. The hunger hasn't satiated. So in 2019, I went to Australia for the World Championship, and I'm the first South Indian to crown the title, kettlebell lifting world champion. So that is the journey from my childhood to kettlebell.
Superb, superb. And yeah, I never knew that, this accessory as a kettlebell, has so much of sport behind it, so much of fitness behind it. And there are championships that are conducted on, through this particular platform. So that is just superb. I saw kettlebell. Personally, if you ask me as a person, when I went to, let's say, Decathlon or any of these, you see kettlebell, and you do see that, okay, this is a better way to handle weights than our traditional weights which we carry. So I always felt it interesting, but never thought of picking one up or researching on
It's
what's
time for
the.
you to pick up one now.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is inspiring, because if it's got science to it, if it's got benefits to it, it is worth.
Trust me, I'll give you one small, observation on this kettlebells alone. Traditional weights, as you mentioned, the dumbbells, the barbells, the weights, the machines, the high-tech machines which are available in the gym, they all work in one particular plane of motion. Plane of motion in the sense like the whole world is actually divided into three planes. That is the sagittal plane, the frontal plane, and the transverse plane. So most of the, I mean, I would say 90% of the equipments or the traditional tools, weightlifting tools, they all focus on only on the sagittal plane.
Okay.
A 10% of which will come in, the frontal plane. But very rare tools or equipments that focuses on transverse plane. Transverse plane is basically, it's like 360-degree movements. So you will get a complete access to your posterior chain. Posterior chain means the whole backside of your body. So normally people have the atmosphere of having mirrors all around the gym. So they focus is their chest muscles, their abs, their shoulders. They focus more on their anterior side, but they forget that your spinal cord is much more important, your glutes is much more important, because there are so much science to it. But kettlebell tool allows you to strengthen the back and your hamstrings and your glutes in a very different way. I mean, this one small piece of tool, even if you can have it home, you can do everything with it. It is a cardio machine. It is a weightlifting tool. You can do everything with it. You can do flexibility, stability, name it, in anything in fitness industry. You can do with this one particular tool. And on top of it, if you are a person who just want to play a sport, maybe back then in your childhood you might have an aspiration to play some sport and represent state level, national level. Now there is an opportunity. Age is no bar, no gender bias. You just need to buy these kettlebells at home, and you can hire me as your trainer, and I will make you play international.
Wow.
The duration varies. See, no other sport has this kind of a flexibility to just train at home and become a champion. It is not, you cannot take it lighter, because lifting double 24 kilos and lifting for 10 minutes, 30 minutes is never an easy job. It will test your patience. And one important highlight I would like to tell about kettlebells. This sport is basically from Russia. And I just happened to have a conversation with one of the military, army men of the Russian people. And I was asking him, why is this sport is being emphasized into all the soldiers over there? The reason what he mentioned was, normally when a soldier is being captivated in another country's borders or somewhere, he will be tortured, or he will be like going through a severe mental stress given by the other country. So there he should actually have a higher mental strength.
True.
Of course, physical strength is required, but more than the physical, your mental strength should be higher. So kettlebell is one tool which will actually test your patience. It's like you normally people will lift the weight for 10 repetitions or 12 repetitions and they drop it down. Probably if you had gone to the gym, you would have experienced maybe bench press. If you're doing, you will do for like 10 repetitions and you will drop it down. And if you are running a cardio, then like maybe you will run for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Some people
Yes.
run for 40 minutes. Assume that I'm giving you two pieces of weight and I'm asking you to run with it. How will it be? You have to carry the weight, which is even more tough, and you have to run. So it's a combination of both weight training and cardio, which is called the endurance training. So it is mentally very challenging. Someone who is not strong mentally will not succeed in this sport.
Good, but good, dude. It's surprising to hear that some of these new entries or new games or sports have you can easily learn and reach to the national champions, because I have a friend who started teaching fencing to his kid, and he reached to the state levels and the national levels pretty quickly because there were not competition. And yeah, we have kids because everybody is so inclined towards only playing cricket, and they're not looking at the options of other sports that are available, where they can easily get into the at least to the state level and build a career out of it, or at least showcase themselves that they can be a good sports person. So this is a good opportunity for kids
Of
or
course,
anybody, as you're saying,
uh,
no age
one
bar.
more aspect to it. Pardon?
Yeah, as you said, there is no age bar, so there's no limit of who wants to get into
That's
this.
right. No age bar, no gender biasing as well. And there is one important thing that I would say. See, actually, the sport has been in India for more than 15 years. Trust me. I know. I have even there are people from Western India and Eastern India. There are a few world champions, national champions are available since 2009 or 8. So that's like almost 12 to 15 years, if I should say. But the problem is, people who pursued the sport even at a higher level, they didn't have the habit of coming outside and speaking it to the media and spreading the word didn't happen. Unlike, I wanted to, whatever I enjoyed, whatever I reaped the benefit, I wanted to take it to people. So I like took a little more initiative towards also marketing the sport. So see, any sport is like that. It is not that, you might find a lot of talent hidden in every corner of India, but still people don't have that extra passion towards spreading a word about it. Probably they keep it within their circle, which is not enough. So see, you are there, you are here, but since 2008 or 9, I have been knowing that the sport is there in India. But you had the access of knowing that kettlebell sport is there only today.
Yes.
So that is because the people who pursued the sport didn't communicate it to the right audience. They didn't take it to the right people. They didn't want it to take the benefit to a larger community. That is the problem. So it is, and even today, you don't think that the competition is very less in India. The competition is extremely high, extremely high. Right now, the only problem is the visibility. So once that visibility is there, then people will start coming in groups and larger groups, and it's going to be a very tough for the people to pursue the sport and grow up the ladder.
True, I agree with you. So, what is the minimum requirements? Like, is it a specific posture you look for, a specific weight? I know you mentioned, no gender, no age bias, and all that. But how should the person be physically to get to this weight?
Anything. See, if I had to classify or explain about what is fitness, then I would say from -10 to +10. That is how you have to put a graph, and in between is the zero. -10 is basically illness, where someone is having some chronic disease or something, so they have to get it treated, get the problems fixed, and then slowly travel to zero. Zero is like wellness. You are like comfortable living your life. You don't have any medication. You don't have any problems. And from zero, you have to travel towards fitness. Fitness is like +10. So that is like you will be able to do your own activity. And on top of that, you are in a position to help others as well. So, and on top of that, you are accomplishing tasks with greater efficiency and less tired. You don't feel too exhausted quite often. So that is what I call as fitness. Sport is plus more than 10. See, unless you don't have fitness, you cannot even speak about sport. So the minimum requirement is probably you should be in the position to run for 30 minutes non-stop without losing your breath, dying down. You should be comfortable with 5K in 30 minutes. That I would say a minimal requirement. And on top of that, your posture should be aligned, and you should not have knock knees, flat foot. Flat foot is okay, but knock knees or upper cross syndrome or lower cross syndrome, those things, scoliosis, scoliosis would not be there because you are going to handle two heavy weights. And on top of that, you should be a little taller. Might not, a very short person, they'll find it very difficult because the kettlebell has to go in between your leg and then it has to come up. It uses momentum a lot. So a little bit taller is what I would say because I wouldn't say a specific height. Probably I examine the person, assess the person, and then give him or her the right thing to do. And that is all the basic requirements. You should have that passion to lift weights, because if you are like very thin, you are like not strong enough, you cannot lift weights, then it means that you are still in from 0 to 6 or 7. That is not enough. You should be in 10. So once you get to that 10 zone, then you can it is the responsibility of the coaches to push you to the sport level.
Good. So Vignesh, we also have some questions so that we know you well as a person. Behind the scenes of Kettlebell or fitness expert. So, are you all set?
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you laugh no matter what?
What makes me
Laugh.
laugh? Ah, any comedy scenes that is there on the movies will actually easily make me laugh, especially the ones that is there in my native language. So I'll always keep laughing or smiling. Even during this conversation, you would have seen me with a broader smile. So I always laugh.
Good.
Except when I am not lifting kettlebells.
What does creativity mean to you?
Creativity is everything, because creativity is basically upgrading. First thing you have to do is copy. You have to copy from someone. That you cannot say that you will be completely on your own. That is never going to happen. So you have to first copy, and then you have to stay in that copied zone for some time, and then you have to put your intelligence into it and enhance whatever you copy. So that is what creativity is all about. And now I think the major fuel that everybody should have is the dosage of creativity. Otherwise, if you aren't standing unique, then nobody is going to even notice you among the crowd. So I have always been an attention seeker right from my childhood. So I feel like I'm happy with whatever I'm doing right now.
Yeah, attention seeker who was waiting for losing his weight so that you can impress girls.
Right
Then,
opportunity.
and then the miracle happened.
Exactly.
So, what's your favorite lyrics of all time?
I never expected this. Uh, there are a lot, but I couldn't recall anything right now, because suddenly shifting the brain from kettlebells to something it isn't working that way.
No, we actually came from, you getting slimmer, fitter, and then girls following you, and then that background song. So, what lyrics play when, girls stare at you now?
No. See, I've become old right now. Nowadays, there aren't much followers to me, but I always feel I'm young and energetic. Of course, I am young. 35 is not too old, but I couldn't recall any lyrics at this moment. But
No.
whatever that ignites that fire, to push that weight, because sometimes we used to squat heavy weights or deadlift heavy weights. That time, having the earpods, and that time if certain the music and the words, if it mixes well, then I get like, wow, that adrenaline will rush, and it'll make the workout happen. So there are a lot of the heroism movies, like Dabang or something. I
So,
don't know.
what is that Tamil?
There
What
is
is that Tamil song which you can play comfortably? What is
pardon?
that Tamil song which you can play comfortably with loud music in your gym and while working out?
Recently, this movie called KGF. It's a blockbuster across India.
Hmm.
In that, there is a song called Salam Rocky Bhai. That music, whenever that music is played, I will get that goosebumps, and I'll start lifting.
That song,
with
along
highest
with
volume,
picturization, I think
and
makes
n
a
number of times.
yeah.
In repeat loops, I can hear that.
Good. So finally, we got an answer for that.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite holiday time in a year? So, which festival, which particular thing is quite attached to you emotionally?
Diwali.
Diwali.
But yes. In fact, I think that is the only one I give off to the gym and to myself, because the rest of the celebration all happens only for one day or two. But Diwali is like, there is a season called pre-Diwali week and post-Diwali week, where I will be like, for not in diet for 3 consecutive weeks, and probably I will gain 5 to 6 kgs in that 20 days.
20 days.
So as much sweets as possible, I keep eating, and it never ends. And after that, post that weight gain, it will take like more than 2 to 3 months for me to shed that weight and get back
Get
in
back.
shape.
Yeah.
So Diwali is prime.
Diwali is like cheat days for you, so that
Yes.
you can
Cheat,
pamper yourself.
cheat weeks.
Cheat weeks.
Yes.
Okay, if there is a woman fan of yours who's really passionate about you and she decides to raid on your wardrobe or closet in the gym, what would she find in there?
Nothing.
Yes.
All sweaty t-shirts. and a lot of colorful kettlebell barbells and supplements, protein shakes.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Nothing else can be found in the gym. and my and 4 or 5 pairs of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
That is special because I like wearing different color shoes to while I'm inside the gym. So every day I keep changing. Every 2 days once I keep changing the shoes. So that's it. That is all she can find.
That's all? Sure.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. What do you carry with yourself all the time when you're going out?
Happiness, peace of mind. I'll feel like I'm calm. And whenever I'm moving out, like I listen to some motivational audio podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So that wherever I'm going, I'll make myself calm and composed to that environment, irrespective of whatever the event I'm going. So I always believe that your peace will determine your success. So as much you feel peaceful inside, so I also try to make that environment uh, more peaceful in a way where I can focus on what I want to actually deliver to the people. So uh, peace is what I would really carry mentally in my mind.
Good. What is that one thing Vignesh will never do in his life?
I will never do in my life.
Yeah.
Uh, Actually, I have a lot of things that I must try it out. I haven't explored many things. I haven't had a wine or I haven't smoked even once. So there are a lot of unexplored aspects that are there, but there isn't something that I don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
You haven't listed.
anything that is positive, I just have done, and I also wanted to pursue that. Um, Maybe I should reduce getting loans. That is what I would say.
What is that one life lesson you have learned in the last 10 years, this particular journey in Kettlebell? What is that life lesson you've learned? It was all about your body, fitness, your mind. But what was the life lesson?
Hard work. Hard work is the only thing I have learned. See, people will always keep uh, backstabbing you. They will keep telling you bad about your ambitions, thoughts. But there should be some deeper thoughts which will keep running in your head, which a lot of people miss out. So that is where when I was shifting my career from a well-paid IT job to this business, a lot of people were actually questioning me, directly, indirectly. They were also criticizing me off the record, saying, uh, this isn't going to happen for him. So he's not like, he might not be fit to this job, something like that. Because and one more highlight is I'm a vegetarian. So vegetarian and fitness are like opposite poles. Unless quite recently when Virat Kohli exposed that vegan diets are very good. Until back then, everybody, like, unless you don't eat beef or chicken or fish, you cannot flourish in fitness industry. But here I am standing as a world champion, lifting heavy weights. There were so many questions that were around me, where people were asking so many questions whether this guy is going to do big time or not. But finally, that one intuition which was running in my mind, I felt like I will do something that will give that recognition. So hard work. I just kept working hard again and again, doing the same thing again and again, even if it gets bored at one point. But still, I just didn't give up. And with the faith of God, with the faith in God and the support of your parents and family, still, if you don't work hard, you're not going to succeed. Because as I said, there were people, even in my state, there were some seniors who played the kettlebell sport very seriously, but they couldn't make it big time. The reason is they give up. They give up at some point, saying that it is very difficult to pursue. I cannot hold the bell for 10 minutes. I cannot lift it for 30 minutes. They give all excuses. So excuses has to be broken, and your hard work should always be there. Even if you can give a pause for some time, because you might go through injury when you are training for an event, or even post event, you might be going through rehabilitation. But still, your mind should always work hard. Even if you are not working, I mean, this doesn't confine only to fitness or sport. It is for any aspect in your life. I feel like if you are consistent with your hard work, then anything is achievable. Anything is achievable.
True. So the last question: a lot of fitness, experts, or people who are into fitness. Let's not just talk about experts. So they definitely want to flaunt their body, with skinny jeans, a tight t-shirt, show the biceps and the body and all that. What's your style? I mean, or what's your perception? People should do that to attract people's attention, or people should, I mean, the fitness freaks should do that to showcase, set an example, saying that, hey, this is how you should all look. So what's your take on that?
There is a positive and a negative side towards that, but what I personally feel that 98% of the people aren't natural in obtaining their physique. So there is no point in doing all the negative things with behind the scene and showing a fake body in the front of the camera. So unless and until if someone consciously feel that he or she is natural, I mean, it is all conscious level. If you are naturally able to possess that body and with sheer hard work and dedication, then I think I will give credit to the people who are posting their photos in the social media. Then it will really inspire people to follow them. Otherwise, it has 200% negative effect. The thing is, someone even including myself, I was like an obese kid back in once I came out of my college, and I was looking into all the fitness freaks. They used to show their abs, show their muscles. I was thinking they were all natural. I was completely I was deceived by all these people. So I was also forced to go deeper and understand how they made this possible. And then I was exposed to steroids and unnecessary supplements. So at that time, if you aren't mentally strong or if you aren't guided by the right people, I'm sure anybody will be a victim of these steroids. So the downside is actually very dangerous. It will also affect the mental perspective of someone. See, also they also feel inferior about their own bodies. It is not that you are fit only if you show your body. Even if you don't show it, it is still okay, and your fitness level should be okay if you are able to run a 5K within 30 minutes, and if you are able to lift your gas cylinder from your doorstep to home, and if you are able to do your climb 10 story building with your legs without using lifts. So all these things are all part of your fitness. So it is not really necessary for someone to actually show off their body, but still one can do it because it actually motivates. It is an external motivation to people. Having 500 likes or love in your Instagram photos just for showing that body will actually boost you to maintain that physique for a longer period of time. See, motivation has to be intrinsic and extrinsic. So certain times you can obtain this extrinsic motivation, but it will not survive for a long time. But internal motivation will always boost you from the back to keep moving and to win further laurels to yourself.
Good point. So I like that. I like the way you're saying simple fitness is important. You just have to do stuff like carry the water bottle at home, or the gas cylinder at home. So you should be
And
fit at least to do that.
sometimes I actually felt this example. Sometimes when you are vacating your house and moving on to a new house, you can call package and movers and do all the stuff. But still, if you are in a position to help your own self, in packaging and lifting heavy things from home and helping the other guy to doing moving that heavy things, that is where fitness is all about. So, and playing with your kids is also a part of your fitness. You cannot say that you will put the kid in a coaching camp and uh, you just keep playing with your mobile. So that is not fitness.
Yes.
So fitness is like real life challenges that have to be dealt in an easy fashion.
Super. So, Vignesh, what would you do with all this experience? You've had a complete transformation about for your own body after this. You completely obese, or you were like very chubby during your college days. You transformed yourself. You took the motivation to the next level, and you're a an athlete now with awards and recognition. With this experience of your body, mind, soul, and the whole transformation, what would you do if you become the chief minister? What are the areas you would focus on?
Even before achieving this, I had this thought of, I had dreamt of being a part of the ministry panel. So I wasn't thinking of becoming a CM, but if I had to be in a part of the ministry, I will be happy. Even now, even I'll be happy if I am getting these two ministries, environmental, ministry and the sports. Either of it, if I get it, I'll be happy. Or animal welfare. So these are the three things which I really feel that I have something deep inside my heart to do something for the society. So coming to the sports, there are a lot of hidden talent that is there, rural and urban places of India, across India. So that is actually being subdivided into two categories, like Olympic sport and non-Olympic sport. See, sport that is has that recognition, like cricket or shuttle, badminton or lawn tennis, boxing. All these has the limelight right now is because of maybe PV Sindhu,
Hmm.
or if you take Mary Kom, or that's Vishwanath Anand. If I could immediately highlight the names of people who have achieved big, I would probably pick maybe two or three extra more in the list. But trust me, there are like more than 500 to 600 different people in different categories. Like, we don't know who is the champion in taekwondo. We don't know who is the champion right now in a kung fu or a karate. We don't know who is good at silambatam right now. So there are so many other hidden talents which aren't getting the limelight just because the sport is not recognized by the Olympic Association of India. So what I would do is I would actually broadly classify Olympic sport, sports that are coming under the title under Olympics, and non-Olympic sports. So both these will get equal recognition, and the people who achieve internationally bring pride to our country, as either in world championships or in Commonwealth championships, which is not in a part of Olympics, but still they go and achieve abroad and bring laurel to the country. I will do something to the athletes who win big time in the international events. Maybe not in the state level or national level, because it needs a little more effort for them to go and pursue the sport in a very strong way, so that they really deserve to be appreciated and given that recognition. So that is from the sports perspective. And if it comes to environment, I feel like a lot of pollution is there. So tree planting and water scarcity is there. So a lot of ponds, lakes has to be renovated. So all these things have to be done. And third is, I feel a lot of stray dogs and animals moving around inside the city or in the urban places without they go and eat the rubbish on the roads. And I feel like, all the dogs which I see in the roads, and they are so malnourished, and I feel like it might die anytime. So if I could get an opportunity, I will definitely utilize that opportunity to help these animals, so that they live happily. And of course, animal butchering, I don't appreciate that. So I will also work on how keenly I can have a regulation in that.
Super. Good points, Vignesh. It was nice knowing you, nice connecting with you, and definitely a role model to look for who's a vegetarian and still looking great and maintaining your fitness. I've recently seen, I think it was Schwarzenegger, who's also switched from meat to plant-based meal, and he's done awesome videos on how he can be a vegan and still maintain his muscle. So good points, good insights. The way you're thinking about fitness, not only kettlebell, but I think you have your great perspective on the fitness overall. So keep up the good work, keep inspiring people. It was education for me. It is something new for me. I'm sure it is. This is a new video or a new concept for all the people who are viewing this in this particular platform. But yeah, we will try our best to educate whomever I know, my kids, about this particular passion of kettlebell. And yeah, I would personally try next time. Let me pick up one and see how that's working on me.
Absolutely. See, fitness is like, it should be a part of your lifestyle as like you're brushing your teeth. So every day you brush your teeth, every day you have to do exercise. So there is no excuse to that. So say suppose you want to relax on a weekend, say Sunday you don't want to exercise, then don't brush your teeth as well. So that is the point I would say. Even if it is 10 minutes of exercise, it's more than enough. Even you do a little bit of plank, a few squats, a few push-ups, that is totally fine. But do something. So that is one thing. And for the next generation to come, that is, I have one small piece of advice. Probably the next generation, parents have to guide them, obviously. So parents has to understand that putting the kid in sports is not just about winning titles or winning medals. It is about a person becoming a true person. So sports will actually teach you how to face failures. So a lot of people commit suicide. A lot of people who go through depression. It is all because they couldn't handle the failure in the right way. So when kids are put into sports, they will obviously get into competitive mode, and they play and they fail. So playing and failing will actually give you a satisfying feeling. Also, there are hormones which will actually emit truly, like the major hormones like the serotonin, the oxytocin, and even endorphins. When you play and you exhaust, you will have that endorphins coming outside. So these things will actually make the kids growth, brain growth in a much better way. So parents should not think that it is not going to be the future of my kid. So sports isn't a real big deal. So I will focus my kid in more of studies and make him an engineer or a doctor or an architect. So sports will actually create a holistic human being. It is not about just the titles and the medals which we all accomplish. So, make sure every parent, whoever sees this video, involve their kid into two different types of sports. It is not just one. They should put it in two sports. One is basically an individual sport, like weightlifting or a table tennis, because only one person is going to play that. But sometimes you also have to put the kid in dance classes, because everybody has to work in a team. A lot of people I see right now in corporate world aren't the team players, because they fight with their employee or the boss. They also don't go well along with their sub junior, their juniors. So it is all because they don't have that ability to communicate with the minds. So unless you don't work as a team, a dance
Yeah.
performance might plan. So it is the responsibility of the parents to identify and put the kid in both a team sport and an individual sport. Whichever the kid picks up, it is left to the kid. So that is how a parent should think when it comes to sports. So that is the message I would like to give for the next generation.
Good one. Good point. Especially about the corporate life. I think for team building, they have to participate in, team
Because I have
activities
been
or
there.
yeah. So good. Good one, Vignesh. So keep up the good job. Keep spreading positivity. Be happy. Keep smiling the way you are doing right now. And yeah, spread the charm, spread fitness. Because it's just not about you. You're basically trying to help others get into a fitness regime, get into a right sport, and making people happy. So thank you for joining in. So friends, do follow Vignesh and his fitness mantra. Do follow him in the social handles which where he's available in, so that you can also get the positive insights. I've learned a lot of things during this particular program. Things which I was thinking differently. Things which I didn't know I learned here. So maybe we can all get some new connections or new inspiration from Vignesh. So thanks a lot, friends. Thanks a lot, Vignesh, for taking time out and joining this particular group, because you're again our new friend who has got a lot of inspiration around you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ravi, and WurkTV viewers. And it's a wonderful time talking to you. And thank you so much once again. Wish you a beautiful day.
Thank
Jai
you.
Hind.